Bubala. You have asked a question which is not really a question but an inquiry. The question which you put to me is this: what is the significance of the word own? It is really a mysterious word. Because on this planet Earth, as far as human being is concerned, he definitely owns something. Either a property, or people, or an organization, or a dog, or at least a pen, or ideals. He owns something, because without owning anything, you don't really feel that you exist. And the people who own many things, from others' perspective, has more existential value, which in other words we call worth living. But what exactly this word means? Own. First, let me share my experience in simple words. I don't own anything, and I never owned anything. Neither property, nor people, nor animal, nor thoughts, nor ideals, nor doctrines. There is no, including my body, there is no such thing called where I can claim that this is my own thing. All I know is, as an experience, being with somebody, with something mindfully, using something mindfully. That's all. That is my answer. Now I'll try to throw some light on your inquiry. Everyone actually owns something. The moment someone says that he owns something, he is actually giving a big statement. There is one hidden statement. One has to look into it carefully. For example, someone says that I own this piece of land. What he exactly meant, he is simply saying that I did not own this entire universe. It's like someone is actually owning few particles of sand and leaving the big ocean and enormous sand behind. Is that all as far as this word is concerned? But it is actually a multi-dimensional experience. There are few things 99% of the people own. For example, a country or a flag And we all own, either he may be a Hindu or a Muslim or a Christian, but we all own a country, isn't it? It is, I call, owning something generally. And the second is, people divide into groups, big groups, and they own something religiously. They own their religion. Hindu doesn't want to really know about what is Islam, and a Mohammedan doesn't really want to know about the Christianity, and vice versa. So it is not just owning something generally, but seriously and also emotionally. And the third, people owning a community or a special ideology. And last comes into the picture where people own, and he claims that this is only for me. For example, wife. The whole world cannot claim that, no, we own your wife. There actually comes the problem. If at all we have to discuss this. Because owning a country generally and owning a religion seriously and emotionally and associated with a small group seriously, emotionally, ideologically, these things are actually branches of the root. The real problem lies what exactly you own, which doesn't belong to anybody. For example, you own a car, but you can actually, you once in a while you give that car to somebody. There is no problem. But when you own a girl, then it will be very difficult for you to give the same statement. There actually your ego comes into being. These two words are not two different words. Owning something and claiming that this is mine, and the sum total of these two is I. So to define what is the essence of owning something, one has to define actually what is I. Now let me ask you a question. How from where this idea that I have owned something is originated? Of course it originates in the mind, there is no doubt about it. But how do you, what is the, where exactly you know about it? For example, you go to a shop to buy a pen, and in the shop there are 100 pens, 1000 pens, and you don't own any of them, isn't it? And you go to the shop, yet you don't own any of them, and the shop owner shows a couple of pens to you. Then suddenly you look at a pen, maybe because of its color or size or the cost. Then you say that I want to look at it. Then you know that it is not your pen. The moment you like it, something starts taking shape in the mind. Pay attention to it. And the moment you pay money, that very moment, that pen becomes your pen. Immediately, you tether this word I to that pen. Now you don't really care about the rest of the pens in the world, exist in the world. You only care about this pen. In the same way, you own a girl, you own a piece of land, you own a pen, you own diamond. Every object has its own value, its own depth, and its own aura. So accordingly, you actually attach yourself emotionally with it. When you lose your pen, you don't really cry. Though you own it, you don't really cry. Because owning a pen and owning a girl are two different things. But you lose your job, or when you lose the gold, when you lose the diamond, when you lose the mother, girlfriend, then that really hurts you a lot. You start crying your lungs out. Again, you fall back into the same trap. Again, you want something. Again, you want somebody. But you never try to understand what exactly is the reason behind all this misery, weeping, anguish, agony, distress, this incessant confusion in the mind, dilemma. These all are the branches of one tree, the tree which I call I. And many have tried to get rid of this idea, and they have done many stupid things. They practice meditation and they chant mantras. They do this and that, and they change their clothes. They start rotating the rosary. It doesn't help. And after explaining all these things, now you get this question, whether there is a way out or not. There is a way out. One day I felt I may own million things, but I cannot own myself. It is a truth. Because the fundamental element to live, to be alive, is to breathe. And the air which you breathe is not yours. So my very existence, which being depend upon the breath, the air, is not my own. So then what is the point me having of my own things? Then I stumbled upon this interesting understanding. As far as air is concerned, I don't own it, but I use it according to my requirement. That's all. I don't claim that this part of area and the air, the trees are of mine. I don't claim. Anybody can breathe from the same source from which I am also breathing. Then suddenly a transformation took place. That I go to a shop. There I don't buy a pen. I only exchange. The way I exchange my breath in order to live, in order to write, I exchange money for the pen. I don't own it. The moment when I say I don't own it, I truly mean it. If I lose pen, I search for it sincerely. But there is no question of blaming anybody or blaming myself. I simply go and ask somebody for a pen, or I go to the same shop again and exchange pen for the money. In the same way, everything I use mindfully. That's all. So the essence of life lies in this understanding. It appears to be simple, but to put into practice is not really simple, because already we have pre-existed ideas, preconceived notions about everything. We give much priority to these things than understanding something which has intrinsic value, which can transform our life, which can change the very idea how we perceive life. The reality is, whatsoever you really own, you really don't enjoy it. To really enjoy something, you should not own anything. Because the true enjoyment comes into being when there exists timelessness. When you keep on accumulating something, when you keep on claiming that something is of your own, when you keep on saying that I, you always live in the limbo. You always get stuck in the time. When we go to a movie, a good movie, we watch it. We really enjoy it just because we have forgotten the time. And there we don't own anything. The chair, the theater, the screen, the actors, and rest of the audience. Hence you really enjoying it. You may be sitting in the middle of 800 people, but you were alone there. You were alone floating in the timelessness. Same thing you do. You live in this mysterious universe, in the midst of crores of people, yet experience this life as a nobody. Don't own anything. Don't claim that this thing is mine. Whenever you want to use this word I, make sure that you are not uttering this word I seriously. That is the only door which you have to open to life, to experience life in a totally different way. So, I am not giving you any advice. I try to explain everything mindfully. I assume that you have listened to me mindfully. If you put this into practice mindfully, then there is door is already open for the mysteries to experience. Raso Vaisarisa.